I'm Francisca Atanga from Kenya. I've been in Australia for 9 years and I'm loving it.
Oh my god, that's so amazing. 2 to 3 months. So after the 2 to 3 months, assuming that your visa is granted and you're preparing to come to Australia, make sure to check out my previous video on things that we can use before coming to Australia. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all the love that you showed me on the past video. Well, have you ever thought of migrating to Australia and you don't know where to start? Today I'm joined by one of the professional migration agents from Australia. Her name is Pritima. Welcome, Pritima.
Thank you so much, Adlyke. Thank you so much for having me on your show. It's my pleasure.
Oh, the pleasure is all mine. So Pritima, kindly to start by giving us a brief introduction about yourself.
Definitely. My name is Pritima Ahluwalia. I'm a registered migration agent. I'm based in Perth, in WA, in Australia, and I operate under the business name of Australian Migration House.
Excellent. So of course there's so many, as you've told me Pritima, there are so many visas and pathways to migrating to Australia. So of course we're not going to be exhausting all of them, but I think it's a good start to start with a student visa, which is the most common and which is probably the one that most of you are already asking questions about. So what is the process for applying for a student visa?
Good starting point. To apply for a student visa, the basic element would be to choose your course and to choose your education provider, which could be a college or a university. Once you have chosen your course, then you start your process by submitting your application form to the university. Along with the application form, you may have to submit your GTE letter, SOP, which is Statement of Purpose. You may also have to submit other documents like your ID, passport, birth certificate. If you're married, your marriage certificate. If you have got any work experience, please include your work experience because they need to understand what is your background, why you want to study the course. If you have got a bit of work experience, it will help you because you want to enhance your future career by studying this course in Australia. Once everything is done, they're happy with your application, then they're going to issue you a letter of offer. You receive the letter of offer, accept it. Please read it very carefully, make sure everything is correct on the letter of offer, which includes the intake date, your details, course fees, course name, everything. Once you accept the letter of offer, then you have to make the first installment payment fees to the university. Accounts department will receive it. They will issue you confirmation of enrollment, which is also called COE. You get the COE. Now, along with the other documents that you have already provided to university for your admission, now you lodge your student visa application. And don't forget GTE letter, very important.
Oh, I think the GTE letter sounds familiar. I think, is this the one that you have to prove that you're going to be going back to your country after your studies?
That's correct.
Being a temporary visa?
That's correct.
Alright, so because I know that's one that is hard to write because that would lead to either an acceptance or a rejection of your visa. Just kindly guide us on what are the aspects that you need to include on your GTE so that you have an easy way while applying for the visa.
Absolutely. So GTE itself says genuine temporary entrant criteria. So you're telling your education provider, you're telling the Department of Home Affairs, you are a genuine temporary entrant only. You're going to be in Australia for a limited period of time, which is your study period. Once you have finished your studies, you will be returning back to your home country. So GTE letter will include basics. Who are you? What have you done in your home country? What are your previous qualifications? What is your previous work experience? A little bit about your family also. If you're married, a little bit about your spouse as well. Then why have you chosen this course? Why have you chosen this particular university? Why particular this city in Australia? Why Australia? Why not America, Canada, USA, Ireland, or any other country? So you have to really convince them very, very thoroughly why you have chosen this particular pathway for your future. Once you have done that, then you also have to convince them how this particular course is going to help you when you return back to your home country.
Oh, because the goal is to return. Okay.
Exactly. So you are investing a lot of money. You're
Yeah.
spending a lot of money on your fees, on your living cost, on your travel, on day-to-day living.
Absolutely.
You need return on investment. How do you show this is going to be a good investment and you will get a good return on investment when you go back to your home country? Very important.
All right. So excellent. So of course you've submitted all that information. You've written a good GTE. How long does the does the visa? For example, how long will you have to wait for the visa to be granted?
It's a good question because students are very curious to know that when am I going to get my visa grant letter.
Yeah,
So
I want to leave Kenya tomorrow.
I've already booked my
Just joking.
ticket. Yeah, that's right. So it is very case by case. If you've got a clean record, no previous visa refusals, no previous visa cancellations, everything is correct, everything is done properly, you should be looking at something between 2 to 3 months time if you're coming from a different country. However, it also depends from which country you're coming from. Some
Wow.
countries you can get visa in a day also,
Oh wow.
like Japan. Please don't quote me because not everybody will get in one day. But sometimes we have seen visas coming in 1 week's time, 1 month's time, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. Please take average of 2 to 3 months, please.
Okay, so this average wait time for student visa is 2 to 3 months. So after the 2 to 3 months, assuming that your visa is granted and you're preparing to come to Australia, make sure to check out my previous video on things I wish I knew before coming to Australia. Okay. Hi,
Hi!
introduce yourself.
I'm Francisca Atanga from Kenya.
Ex-
I've been in Australia for 9 years and I'm
Wow.
loving it.
Oh my god, that's so amazing. Tell us a little bit about your journey. How did you come to Australia?
I came here in 2010 as a student,
Oh wow.
and then later on I got a job as account clerk, and I'm an accountant now, financial accountant.
Excellent. Any tips for for Kenyans out there who'd love to come to Australia in future?
Oh my God, it's a great country. It's beautiful. It's full of opportunity. Give it a go.
Oh, thank you so much, Jacinta. You're lovely. We'll of course have another sit down with you because I know your story is amazing. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Stella.
What about for people who have family or friends in Australia? What visa is available for them, really?
Okay, so if you have got family or friends living in Australia and you want to visit them, then the most obvious visa is going to be visitor visa, or sometimes people call it tourist visa or a travel visa. And to launch that visa, if you have got family and friends and they are permanently living in Australia, they can probably sponsor you to come to Australia, just to make sure that you're getting a sponsor and they're taking a kind of responsibility that they will look after you while you are in Australia. They will look after your accommodation, food, living expenses, etc. And they also make a commitment that you will return back to your home country. Visitor visa is again a temporary visa. So you have to be careful in explaining to Department of Home Affairs that you're going there only for temporary period of time, a very short period of time, and you will be coming back to the home country.
Oh, okay.
There's another point. Let's say somebody's parents want to visit them in Australia, and so parents usually get a longer duration period time visa. So for others, they may get a visa for 3 months, 6 months, or 12 months, and they also have conditions that they have to return back after a certain period of time. For parents, it could be a bit longer visa because department understands that parents need to spend more time with their children, with their grandchildren. So there is a humanitarian approach also taken into this process.
Yeah.
Having said that, parents are old. They have got their children in Australia. Their visitor visa duration is different as compared to, let's say, you're a single young female and you want to visit your sister in Australia. Your case will be taken differently.
Oh, yeah.
So for parents, it will be different. For a young single person, it will be a different case. So you have to do a lot of homework. You have to do a lot of convincing part that yes, I'm a genuine temporary entrant. I'm going there for a certain period of time, and after that period of time is over, I will be returning back to my home country and resuming my work or education, whatever you are engaged in doing.
Oh, excellent. So it's pretty much the same concept as the student visa, whereby you have to prove that you're going to be returning to your country, right?
Absolutely.
So that's where you have the GT again coming up. Wow.
That's correct. That's correct. You know, when we talk about temporary visas, for example, visitor or student visa, people may think they are very easy visas, and then why do we need someone to help us? But please be considerate. Please make it a point that whenever you think something is easy, it's not as easy as it seems to be. You really need a professional consultation for that. If you're able to do yourself, you get it, you're really lucky. But not everybody can be lucky at the same point in time.
All right, thank you so much, Pritima, for that. So we know for the student visa and the visitors visa, what other options are there for people? I know migration is a broad topic, but just mentioning briefly, what other options do we have to migrate to Australia?
Absolutely. So there are variety of options and variety of visas available for someone to come and work here and to live here permanently. Broadly speaking, as we have spoken earlier also, there are temporary visas and there are permanent visas. If you're a skilled person, let's say you're a registered nurse or you're an accountant and you have done your qualifications properly and you have got work experience as well under your belt, I would say please go for the skills assessment. Once the skills assessment is positive, because skills assessment body is going to make sure that your qualifications are equivalent to Australian qualifications. Your work experience is acceptable. You can say I've got 5 years of work experience, but when skill assessment body actually does the assessment on your work experience, it may count only 3 years because
Wow, okay.
they're going to see what were your duties, your job description, your
Yeah.
responsibilities.
Yeah.
So maybe you were doing certain duties at certain level when you started your job,
Yeah.
and later on you moved on to doing some broader duties and descriptions
Yeah.
and responsibilities. So what we think may not be exactly what the skill assessment body thinks. So there could be difference in the mindset,
Yeah.
but immigration is not going to listen to us. They're going to rely on what skill assessment body says.
Yeah.
So that's why it's really important to get your skills assessment done by the relevant body. Once it comes positive, I think it's a green light. Go ahead, do your visa application, considering you have fulfilled other criteria like your age, your work experience will be sorted out by skill assessment body, your English competency, your previous experience will be looked at by skill assessment body. And once you have done all these point system, once you have collected all the necessary points, then do your expression of interest. Once you have applied for expression of interest, wait for the invitation to come from the state. Please be careful, I'm talking from one visa perspective.
Yeah.
There are so many visas, not possible to talk about all the visas.
In one video, that's right.
Exactly. And once you get invitation, then you do your visa application because you have got all the necessary documents.
Absolutely. So, which is the website? Just to refer, what website do you do the expression of interest? Is that the immigrant account?
You actually go to Department of Home Affairs website, and then you have to do it through account.
Yeah.
Either you can do yourself if you're very confident. Otherwise, if you feel that you need assistance from a professional registered migration agent, please contact where to come to,
Yeah.
and then we'll be more than happy to assist you with your application.
Absolutely. And I really like the fact that you've actually told us you need to be very careful. I have applied for visas, and trust you me, you don't want to make a mistake, and migration agents will always come through for you and help you. So I know, and that's it, there's so many people who also get rejection. So I think it's what are the do's and don'ts to avoid that rejection, because sometimes when you've made all your plans and you're ready to live, so what are the do's and don'ts?
Yes, and I think this is the best question you have asked me because what happens is that many times we are very confident, sometimes we are overconfident, and we think that we can do everything ourselves and we don't need a migration agent, or there could be many other reasons because my friend did his application, so he will help me, or my brother did his application, he is going to guide me, so I don't need somebody to help me.
Yeah.
please remember, your friend would have done his application 3 years back. Your brother did his application 2 years back.
Absolutely.
Migration rules keep changing.
Yes,
We
absolutely.
have new legislations, we have
Yeah.
new policies, we have new visa categories that get wiped off and that get introduced.
Absolutely.
So there are so many changes taking place in this particular, scene. So you don't want to rely on information which is obsolete, which is no more relevant in today's day and age.
Yeah.
So you want to keep yourself up to date with the current information. So go with the registered person, with a professional who are up to date, because migration agents, we all have to follow code of conduct.
Pritima, thank you so much for all the information. So what I'm getting from this is that, of course, seek professional help. Make sure you don't provide fraudulent documents, and as well as all the other letters like the GT. Of course, seek a professional once again. Thank you so much for coming today. Your input has been amazing, and we'll certainly have you back, because I know we've pretty much just touched on some of these pieces, and as you said, they are so many and so broad. Yeah, so thank you once again.
You're most welcome. Thank you once again for having me on the show. I hope the viewers will like it and they will gain a lot of information out of it. Thank you.
Absolutely. So thank you guys. If you're interested and you would like help, of course, with your migration, with all your migration needs, I'm going to leave beautiful Pritia's number and contact on the description. So thank you guys. God bless. Bye.
Bye.